Continuing with the halachot of Lashon Hara, it's apropos that this past Shabbat, Tazria Mitzvah, we spent a long time reading the halachot of Tzarat, which the Chaim tell us is the main punishment of that. It begins from Lashon Hara. So we're continuing now in common misconceptions that are still forbidden. Case number 13 is even if the subject allows it. It's also a very, very, very common scenario in our societies. If one seemingly gives permission for others to speak about him, for example, he disclosed business information or details of his past in front of 3 people and did not warn them, keep it private. Okay, very common. Baruch Hashem, we live in a generation, an era that many people are coming closer to Hashem, and this is a common scenario. Or if he's a person who generally does not care if others speak negatively about him, the halacha is as follows. Meaning, he in theory, he allows Lashon Hara to be spoken about him. What's the halacha? Number 1, the conditions for apet lata need to be met. So we spoke at length about the heter, the leniency that if something is made public in front of 3 people, then the halachot of Lashon Hara might not apply. We spoke at length that all of that leniency is not really a leniency. It needs to be first-hand information. It cannot be derogatory. It can't be given over with intent to cause harm. All those categories that we learned about earlier, they still need to be met, as well as if it was a business information that one would normally keep private, but this person has indicated that he does not care if it becomes public, one may reveal it intentionally. So what does this mean? The halakha explains, personal information that may cause harm or embarrassment to the subject if it became known. For example, if the subject disclosed different avirot, different sins that he did in the past, may not be repeated with the intention of spreading the word further, even though the subject indirectly gave his permission to do so. It's a very big, the Chafetz Chaim explains that even though he said, or he implied that you can do it, because it was only implied, we still have to be very sensitive that we don't disclose information that will cause him pain potentially. Obviously, it goes without saying that let's say someone's a Baal Teshuvah, like many of the rabbis that let's say Eish Torah Eish, and they're public about their stories of their journey back to the Torah, and they use their story to encourage others to join them and come closer to Hashem. In that scenario, it would be permissible because he himself speaks about it, and he himself wants others to know that, yeah, it's okay to be struggling in this realm. As long as you work on yourself, I also once struggled in this realm. So in that scenario, it would be permissible. Rav Chaim was quoted, and we'll wrap up with this, that he said that it's never good to speak negatively about anyone. Even if someone says gives you permission and says their story about their teshuvah process, how they were such a whatever they were, now they're observant Jew. Even in that scenario, Chaim says, just don't talk about other people, because once you start talking about someone negatively about his past, when you're allowed, it's a very fine line between that and when you're not allowed. And his recommendation is just don't talk about other people. It's much safer and much healthier bet. Obviously, that's also the approach that we've been preaching, I guess, throughout these 60 plus shiurim. Just don't speak about others because we see the halachot are so complicated. We'll continue with Hashem tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Chazak u'baruch.